Hello and welcome to Knitting Crochet with Joanna. In this video we are going to learn this very pretty crochet pattern for a shawl. It's a 2 rows repeat pattern and it looks like small flowers. We use puff stitches, Solomon stitches and double crochets. Let's do it step by step together. I use for my example hook size number 3 and acrylic yarn. You choose the right yarn and the right size of hook for you. And I start with 6 chain stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I close these chain stitches to a circle now by inserting my hook into the first chain. I grab the yarn and I pull through both loops on my hook. Chain 3 and I count them as my first double crochet. And another 2 double crochets into the circle. 1, 2, and I have in total now 3 double crochets. Chain 2 and another 3 double crochets into the circle. 1, 2, 3. Chain 2, another 3 double crochets into the circle. 1, 2, 3. Chain 2 again and another 3 double crochets into the circle. 1, 2 and 3. I have in total now 4 sets with double crochets. I turn my work, chain 3 and into the space between the double crochets 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Chain 2 and another 3 double crochets into the same space. 1, 2, 3. And now a Solomon stitch. I pull my loop. I have now a long loop. 2 fingers are between the loop on the hook and the yarn. I grab the yarn, pull through the loop, and now I have a space between my fingers. I insert my hook into this space. I grab the yarn, pull through. 2 loops are on my hook. I grab the yarn and I pull through this 2 loops. My Solomon is done. And now the flower with the 3 puff stitches. Every puff stitch is made with 3 yarn overs. So yarn over, insert the hook into the space between the double crochets, grab the yarn and pull through. Second yarn over, into the space, grab the yarn, pull through. A third yarn over, into the space, grab the yarn and pull through. Grab the yarn, pull through all the loops on the hook and chain 1 to save them. The first puff stitch is done. Chain 1 and work a second puff stitch into the same space. Again, first yarn over, into the space, grab the yarn, pull through. Second yarn over, into the space, grab the yarn, pull through. Third yarn over, into the space, grab the yarn and pull through. Grab the yarn, pull through all the loops on the hook, chain 1 to save them, and chain 1. And now a third puff stitch into the same space. Again, yarn over, insert your hook into the space, grab the yarn, pull through. Second yarn over, into the space, grab the yarn, pull through. Third yarn over, into the space, grab the yarn, pull through. Grab the yarn, pull through all the loops on the hook and chain 1 to save them. We finish the row now with a Solomon stitch. So pull the loop, 2 fingers are between the loop and the yarn, grab the yarn, pull through the loop. We have a small space between the fingers. Insert your hook into this space, grab the yarn, pull through, 2 loops are on the hook, grab the yarn and pull through this 2 loops. Our Solomon is done. Now we go to the space between the next double crochets, and here 3 double crochets into the same space. 1, 2, 3. Chain 2 and another 3 double crochets into the same space. We start and we finish the rows always with this 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. This was row 1. I turn my work and again chain 3 at first, into the space between the double crochets, 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3. Chain 2 and another 3 double crochets into the same space. 1, 2, and 3. And now I make again Solomon. I pull my loop and I make my first Solomon. I pull my loop and I make a second Solomon. And now I go to my flower, to the puff stitches. Between the first and the second puff stitches a space. Into this space 1 single crochet and chain 1. Now between the second and the third puff stitches also a space, 1 single crochet into this space. And again Solomons. I pull my loop and I work my first Solomon. I pull my loop and I work my second Solomon. And now I go to the space between the double crochets, 3 double crochets into the space, 1, 2, 3. Chain 2 and another 3 double crochets into the same space. The first, the second and the third. This was row 2. Let's do this 2 rows again. I turn my work, chain 3 and into the space between the double crochets 3 double crochets, 1, 2 and 3. Chain 2 and another 3 double crochets into the same space, 1, 2, 3. This is row 1, so I continue with 1 Solomon stitch, and now the flower with 3 puff stitches. Every puff stitch has 3 yarn overs. Here are 2 Solomon stitches from the last row, and in the middle between the Solomon stitches is a chain. Into this chain I'm going to work my flower. Yarn over, I insert my hook into the chain, grab the yarn, pull through. Second yarn over, into the chain, grab the yarn, pull through. A third yarn over, into the chain, grab the yarn, pull through. Grab the yarn, pull through all the loops on the hook, chain 1 to save them, and chain 1. The first puff stitch is done. A second puff stitch into the same chain, grab the yarn, pull through all the loops, chain 1 to save them, and chain 1. This is the second puff stitch and a third puff stitch into the same chain. chain 1 to save them. Now 1 Solomon stitch, and here is the flower from the last row. Over the flower I did single crochets. I insert my hook now into the middle and I make a new single crochet. Continue with 1 Solomon stitch, and now a flower with 3 puff stitches. Here are 2 Solomon stitches from the last row. Between both Solomon stitches is a chain, and into this chain I do 1 puff stitch, yarn over, insert the hook into the chain, grab the yarn, pull through, second yarn over, third yarn over, grab the yarn, pull through all the loops on the hook, chain 1 to save them, and chain 1. The first puff stitch is done. Now a second puff stitch into the same chain, and a third puff stitch into the same chain. Chain 1 to save them. The second flower is done. A Solomon stitch, and I go into the space between the double crochets. I work here 3 double crochets into the same space, 1, 2, 3, chain 2, and another 3 double crochets into the same space, 1, 2, 3. Row 1 is done. I turn my work, chain 3 again, into the space between the double crochets, 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, chain 2, and another 3 double crochets into the same space, 1, 2, and 3. This is row 2, so continuing here with 2 Solomon stitches, the first Solomon and the second Solomon. Here is the flower from the last row. I insert my hook between the first and the second puff stitch, and I do a single crochet and chain 1. I insert my hook between the second and the third puff stitch, a single crochet, and I continue with 2 Solomon stitches. 1, 2. I go to the next flower. Between the first and the second puff stitch, 1 single crochet, chain 1. Between the second and the third puff stitch, 1 single crochet, and again 2 Solomon stitches, the first and the second Solomon stitch. I go to the next flower. Between the first and the second puff stitch, 1 single crochet and chain 1. Between the second and the third puff stitch, 1 single crochet and 2 Solomon stitches again, 1 and the second. Here is the space between the double crochets, 3 double crochets into the same space, 1, 2 and 3, chain 2 and another 3 double crochets into the same space, 1, 2 and 3. And that's it. We have always to repeat this 2 rows. It's a very easy pattern, and after a few rows, you will have this very pretty pattern for your shawl. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I say again, thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe for more tutorials, knitting and crochet patterns, and till next time, thank you.